Hey gang, Jay Fazette here, another Mastermind to Millions Monday. And I'm asked a lot, how do you find a good mastermind? How do you evaluate a good mastermind? And I got the answer while I was running in my community. And I thought, here's a metaphor, something that everybody gets to some degree, which is real estate. So today's topic is, what does real estate and masterminds, what do they have in common? So let's start at the beginning. The very first thing that you're paying for in a mastermind is community. You want to be in a great place with great people. Now, this is pretty obvious. I don't know how well you can see this. I'm gonna try and put it down so you can see. There's a little cul-de-sac right back there, and for the angle you can't quite see. But in our community, here's the thing. In that cul-de-sac, on a regular basis, my boys get to play street hockey with NHL players that happen to live in our street, and they come out and they're friendly and they're amazing and they try and they include them and they give them little tips. That's stuff that you could not buy in any way, shape, or form unless you happen to be in the community. Now, you're paying for community. That is one of the most important things. So who's in the community? Where's the community located? For example, we're in one of the largest, what do they call it? We're in one of the largest dog parks in inner city Calgary. So we've got a green space. We've got lots of friendly people going on. We've got a place where we can take the dogs. We've got a place where Corey and I run up and down these hills, which she complains about. Now, community is also important in terms of its proximity. So this particular community, my kids can walk to school. There's a street down there, I don't know if you can see it, starts where, let me see, reversed. It's kind of weird how that works. You can see a greenhouse, and then there's a couple of others. There's about 5 houses in a row where all of us have kids. We know one another. The doors are open. The kids literally run back and forth between the houses, letting themselves in and playing in one another's houses. And it's as safe to do that as it is at them being in my house. And we have epic faith, and we look out for one another. Like, it's worth every penny to be on this street just for that. So that's community. Now, the next thing you're often paying for is view. Now, with video, sometimes you can't exactly see this, but that's the view of downtown Calgary. The reality is, if you want to drive to downtown Calgary, it's less than 10 minutes. If you want to run, it's probably faster, or bike. So we're really close in. We've got great access to a variety of different places, and we've got some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful views. So when you're paying for view, here's the thing that you got to recognize, is that what do you get to look at? And in a mastermind, all you really want is to be with people that are moving and shaking and creating things. You get to watch them create a 6-figure business. You get to watch them manufacture something from idea all the way through to reality, all the way through to exit. So the view of being able to watch people think, watch people solve problems, watch people create is absolutely epically important and valuable. I'm trying to figure out how to do this so you still see the city in the background, because it's kind of cool. There you go. So please understand, you're often paying to watch people. Now, if you're not clear about this already, that very process fires your mirror neurons, and you learn while watching people do things. The same neurons map in your brain as are firing and working in somebody else's brain when they are problem solving, when they are creating, when they are serving and supporting. It's a very powerful process. So make no mistake about it, you're often paying for the view. Who do you get to watch do what? Same as real estate. I get to see, the sun rising every morning over the horizon of the city of Calgary. It's absolutely stunning and beautiful. Now, a couple of other key things. You're also paying in real estate for square footage. Now, think about square footage as space or bandwidth. And a part of what you're paying for in a mastermind is this, is the bandwidth of the group. What have they done? What have they created? What are they working on? What do they know? What is their experience? What is their wisdom? What is their resources? What is their network? And when you begin to think about it from that perspective, is that suddenly the bandwidth of the group and their capacity to serve, to support, to connect, suddenly you get looking at it, it's like, wow, I am 1 degree separated from Oprah, and which is actually true in one of my mastermind groups. I am 1 degree separated from, God forbid, Donald Trump. I am 1 degree separated from a ton of people. But part of what I'm paying for is exactly that, the bandwidth or the square footage of the group. And then here's the last thing, and I think this is a pretty significant one. If you've ever designed a house, if you've ever built a house, if you've ever bought a house, if you've ever lived in a house, you know that there are homes that have low-end finishings, mid-range finishings, and high-end finishings. And please understand this, is that it makes a monumental difference about the value of the home. It makes a monumental difference about the value of your mastermind. So you're beginning to also look for the quality of finishings in the mastermind. Now, what do I mean by finishings? How does that apply? So we're talking about the little details. First and foremost, are you meeting at the Motel 6 or are you meeting at the Four Seasons? Do the people who show up, do they show up with a sense of discernment? Do they show up with understanding the difference between low end, mid end, and high end? Have they had a range of experiences where they come into the game at a high quality with the desire to serve, with the desire to connect, with the desire to make easy, with the desire to make beautiful? So if you think about it from those four perspectives, and I'm just going to recap them very quickly. So you're paying for community, you're paying for view, you're paying for bandwidth or square footage, and you're paying for quality of finishings. That's what you're looking for in a mastermind. And you match those four things up in the same way as you would looking at a $1 million house, or looking at a $150,000 house, or looking at a $10 million house. You know what that looks like in real estate. Begin to map it over for what it looks like in masterminds. So, Jay Fazette, we'll talk soon. This has been a Mastermind to Millions Monday.